Hi, Jerry Astrologer from BellaDeBearOfficial.wordpress.com, and I wanted to talk about this subject about emotional highs and lows, and I should just make this a foundation video. Maybe we'll see. Um, it can be in astrology too. Pluto issues. It's we all have Pluto issues. Not one person on this planet doesn't. Maybe some are more than others or something, but we all have Pluto to deal with, in our natal chart and in our life and in this industry too. And so what I want to talk about is emotional highs and lows, and like I don't know what all I want to say about this because there's kind of unformed, sentences going on around in my head, thoughts, but it's like hard to form them into a subject to really, you know, tell you about so much, but it's really an important topic I wanted to talk about that I've thought about so many times because I see so many people, throughout life, and it's like I just, like study astrology, as I'm a professional astrologer, and like for my foundation videos, like I like to, put helpful information in my videos, for people, hopefully to help them out with Pluto issues, or somehow help them, even if it's just a little bit. But emotional highs and lows is what I want to talk about, and relating to people. And so basically, I see people with a lot of Pluto issues. This is kind of who I'm talking about, which would be myself too, throughout my whole life, because because that's just the way I am, because I have the life I have, because I have a Scorpio South Node, and that's emotional trauma. It can be physical abuse and whatever else, too. For some people. So I have a really Pluto life, and so one example is when two people I saw on TV were married. They were in a good mood, but they had Pluto issues, each of their own, maybe personality disorders, probably somewhat, or symptoms of it, and so they were happy and getting along or saying nice things, or so it just really gave them that extra high. And then like here, this kind of I this one couple here that isn't here anymore where I live at the moment got kicked out because of Pluto issues they have with each other, and then their birth charts, which I don't know what their birth charts are really like, but they obviously do. Because all they ever do is yell at each other, and I don't know what all goes on behind closed doors, but I'm assuming violence does, but maybe not. But it gets close to it, or something, especially their heads anyway. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know any personal details other than yelling. But the police were here today and kicked them out. So the issue is like whenever they were doing that, and these people here that live here and work here, I'm not friends with them. They have their clique. I'm an Aquarius, so Aquarius is naturally, they go off and do their own thing, and Aquarius have plenty of friends, but if I happen to not click with people, then I go off and do my own thing, and so I'm not friends with anyone here in this building. So the guests here and the workers here, they have their clique with each other, and so they hang out together. And I happen to go through the halls and see them. And it's like, whatever, see them not or whatever. I just keep going, and they are kind of two-faced or whatever, but um, we say polite things to each other when we see each other, but that's about it. And like a little bit standoffish too, half the time. Like, don't bother me now, we're not friends. But this example here is the domestic disturbance here right next door to me. Thankfully, is not here anymore. Like I said, I'm so glad they're not here anymore. That was making my nerves go on edge. But this morning when I got kicked out, me and everyone else was talking about it. Like, we're all buddy buddy. I'm like, gag me. Like, I'm gonna go do my own thing now. Like, so two faces. Like, they all wanted to talk to me, and they're like, what did you hear? Blah blah blah. I'm not saying like I don't enjoy talking to people, even if it's that kind of situation, because I like being around people. So any amount I get to do here or wherever else, that's okay. But like, I like being friendly with people, but I'm not gonna say we're like great friends because we're not, and that's okay with me. Like, they can have their clique. I don't give a crap. But that kind of situation makes you be buddy buddy with each other sometimes, or like trying to think of other examples like that, like on TV, well, Netflix, the movie I watched just recently of this one person in the movie had to go to some kind of therapy, so then family had to do a little group therapy with the person, the family member, and it turned into like fighting or something. And whenever you are in that kind of situation and you don't want to deal with it, and you get passive aggressive, and you're like, like me, like growing up, I felt like in my family when we had that domestic crap going on, it's like felt like I was, on the outside of it looking at it, but being in it at the same time. Passive aggressive, really, especially because my moon sign is to begin with really much my Mars and Venus is in the same zodiac sign, so which you should learn to deal with if you are that way, to let the Pluto issues come up, the 8th house issues come up, so you can actually deal with it and heal from it. But whenever you're in that kind of situation, like in that movie, and then you go away from it passive aggressive, and you're like, I don't like it, whatever, and I don't know, don't want to deal with it and whatever else, those ups and downs is what I'm talking about. Like, somehow we have to balance our emotions more if we can to the best of our ability, even though there's many, many factors that make that difficult sometimes for many people. But the best you can sort out these things, and in your relating with people, make it on an even level. Like, make your relating to people accept whatever personality you have, and you're relating to people what your real personality and not your Pluto issues. Well, like my moon sign being passive aggressive, maybe like I can deal with that, make it less, maybe somewhat. Or if it's some kind of personality disorder that you have, and you can deal with it, and you can make that kind of an issue less, you should do that, like, and like try to get on even whatever, and want to deal with emotions and not be numb to life. Because I've said it, I was numb my whole life because of my life, my Pluto issues, you know, and my birth chart and my sensory and family and whoever else, growing up, it's like tons of Pluto crap going on. And so I was always passive aggressive, didn't want to deal with it, was always numb, didn't want to deal with my emotions, didn't want to, let myself have emotions, and don't want to be hurt, don't like being around people if they're just gonna hurt me and leave me, like you need to be able to let the eighth house help you have your emotions, to be able to deal with them and sort them all out so you can, let the eighth house heal the scars that you have, the emotional scars you have, so you can let the real emotions you have that are healthy be there, so you can have them. It's such an important thing to do. Like when you're in these situations, these good and bad situations, like learn how to regulate your emotions so you're not so up and down with these kind of situations that go on in life, because if you don't deal with it in when you're in those situations, that it's worse. But if you can deal with your inner self, that's where it begins with. Then when you're in these situations, you can, you know, handle it better, not have so much highs and lows and whatever, So that's so yeah, like I said, I'll be making more videos soon, and feel free to comment on this video if you want.